Hey friends! My name is Desiree, aka Mama Friendly. I do all sorts of videos on my channel, cooking videos, vlogs, hauls, Disney content, a little bit of everything. So if any of that sounds like fun to you, I hope that you will subscribe and join me on this YouTube adventure. Today's video is a collab hosted by Tiffany of Small Town 6 and Jessica from Jessica My Rose. I'm going to have both their channels linked down below, and I'm also going to have a link to the playlist. This is the monthly grocery haul collab. I'm going to be showing you hauls from 3 different stores today. It's a little bit of a stock up haul, although most of my meals this week are actually coming like from my freezer, my fridge, and my pantry already. So this was mostly stuff that I bought for my son, who's having a party in the background, and also stuff that I bought kind of to round out recipes that I already had in mind. So I'm going to show you the things I got from the 3 stores, and then I'm gonna also show you like my dinner plan basically for the week so that you can see where some of these ingredients are gonna end up. So we're gonna start extremely simply. This right here is just 3 bags of my son's chips. Let me put the camera down for a second. Kind of an awkward angle, but I figure I should always update you guys on these because this is a recurring theme in my grocery hauls. My son is on the spectrum. He has a very limited diet, and one of the things that he eats kind of as a staple are these particular potato chips. And I feel like every grocery haul for the last several years, I've talked about how hard it is to find these. Right now we're down to 1 store that sells them, and I don't do any of my groceries there typically. So the one thing I buy from this store are these chips when I'm lucky enough to find them in stock. So I did get 10 bags today, and just for those 10 bags of chips from this store, Fresco y Más, nothing else, I paid $53.16. So we're starting off strong. 10 bags of chips, over $50. Ouch. I'm gonna add that here to my calculator app so that I can tell you at the end how much everything cost altogether. So we're moving on now to our Publix order, and this is through Instacart. So there were a couple things that I wanted them to bring me, like some pork steaks, pork loin, chuck, whatever, bone-in pork, basically, that I was planning to like slow cook, but that wasn't part of the meal plan. It's just that it was on sale this week, so I thought, why not? I'll freeze it for a later date. But apparently they were out. I also asked them to bring me 4 containers that are like 2.5 gallons each, so the kind that like lay on the counter and they have like a little spigot at the bottom. They apparently did not have those, so instead the guy brought me 4-gallon jugs of water. What I asked for was 10 gallons of water. He brought me 4. So this is not going to be enough to get us through the week. I'm going to have to do another order at some point, or actually pop into a store. So that's not super convenient, but it is what it is. I'm not going to show you all 4 gallons because I don't want to have to lift them all up onto the counter. Just trust me that there's 4 of these here. Now, we've got a can of chili. This chili is gluten and dairy free, and it's also really, really delicious. It does have beans in it, which I like. My husband is of the mind that if it has beans, it's no longer chili. I know that's a controversial opinion either way, right? There's people on either side of that fence. I like this though, so I went ahead and I got myself 1 can. I got some maple syrup, just because last time I ordered maple syrup, they brought me pancake syrup instead, and it's literally not the same thing. Like, that's just like colored corn syrup, and that's not what I want in my life. This was not part of my meal plan, but again, it was on sale, and my mom has been talking about grilled cheese and tomato soup for months, and I've literally had grilled cheese and tomato soup once in my whole life, and it's when I was pregnant with my now almost 13-year-old son. So I found a tomato soup that's actually gluten and dairy free, so later on in life, if I decide I want to have a grilled cheese and tomato soup, I can do that with my safe ingredients here. Stocked up on some mayo for the house. I prefer soy-free mayo, but in a pinch this will do because I'm not as strict with my soy-freeness as I am with my gluten and dairy. Gluten and dairy are never like cheats, but every once in a while I will allow soybean oil. I tend to avoid soy as like the protein, because protein is actually where you get allergy reactions from. So this was buy one get one, and I'm going to keep it in the pantry in case I run out of my paleo stuff. My handy dandy lemon juice, I cannot be without this. I buy one every week, even if I still have from the previous week, just because sometimes it's hard to find, and I use this in everything. Drinks, foods, everything. 1 packet of fajita seasoning, if you know, you know. I only bought the one because I already have a few stocked up. As always, Kiddo's Honey Crisp apples. It's so funny to me how different they are in size from week to week. For example, these were the ones I got him last week compared to this week. It's a little bit absurd, right? But they're all Honey Crisp. So that's right there. I got myself a bag of lettuce. I got my husband some tortillas because he was almost out. Obviously our handy dandy peppers and our handy dandy thin sirloin that I'm going to use for fajitas, because fajita Fridays are still absolutely a thing around here. And lastly, from Publix, I got a little can of this coconut-based whipped cream. We're not even really using this to eat. My son, in his occupational therapy, we work on life skills, we work on sensory things, and so one of the ways that we're combining the two is lately I've been putting a little bit of whipped cream on like plates or inside cups, just so that he has that texture, but it's something safe that he can touch. And if it gets in his mouth, it's also fine, because again, dairy allergy. But we're teaching him then to wash the plates and load the dishwasher, so in that way he's getting sensory input from this. He's also learning the life skill of taking care of dirty dishes, so twofold there. But this amount of stuff, which now that I'm looking at it laid out, is really not very much at all, at Publix from Instacart. So that means that I have to include in there delivery fee, I have to include the tip for the driver, etc. I paid $81.56 for this, and that brings our total so far to $134.72. I still have an Amazon Fresh order that's on the way, so I'm going to put these things away for now, and I'll meet you back here when those items arrive. So I actually figured I would show you guys my little meal plan thing while we wait for the next order, because it's going to come like any second now. I have this line drawn here. By the way, I'll have this little meal plan pad, I suppose, linked down below, because I did get it on Amazon and I use it every single week. It's got the meal plan on one side and the grocery list on the other. It's not divided into like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's just the one thing per day. But I personally tend to have a lot of the same breakfasts and lunches on repeat. Like breakfast is typically grits and eggs, or potatoes with eggs, some sort of an egg dish, and lunch is typically leftovers from the night before, like from dinner. So dinner is really the one meal of any given day that like really varies and that I feel like I have to plan out. So as I was saying, this line that I have drawn here is because for me, my grocery week begins on Friday. That's typically when I do groceries. So I'm reading it like this and then like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And obviously Fajita Friday, that never changes. On Saturday we're going to be having soy-free tofu in sweet chili sauce on rice. Remember I was saying we don't eat soy protein ever, because the protein in any given thing is what causes the allergic reaction. So I've got some of this. It's tofu just the same. It's prepared the exact same way as tofu is, but instead of using soybeans as a base, it's fava beans. So it's still super high protein. It's basically tofu. It's tofu. But it's not with soy at all. So I'm going to be stir frying this with some sweet chili sauce. This is the kind I use, and honestly, I'll take any excuse to use this. It's really, really tasty. And then I'll probably just serve it with some jasmine rice. Sunday we're having tilapia and whatever frozen veggies I have. I've got so many different bags of so many different varieties of like steam fresh type veggies in the freezer, and we need to use them up. So basically I'm gonna leave that open to like whatever I'm feeling that day, but I have lots of options. So on Monday I'm gonna make sheet pan pancakes. It's basically gonna be a breakfast for dinner vibe, and I'm gonna serve that with, again, bacon or sausage. It depends on what I'm feeling on eating that day, but I have both available to me, so whatever tickles my fancy that night. Tuesday, chili on fries. That's what that can of chili was for. I've got a huge thing of fries in the freezer that I'm planning to just throw in the air fryer. I'm going to top it with some of that chili, maybe some dairy-free cheese. I've got some green onion and cilantro. That's going to be amazing. Wednesday, wings. Simple. Again, I have a bag of frozen wings in the freezer. It doesn't need to be used up, but it'll be, you know, it's a little more room. Basically, the name of the game right now, in the last like month or so, has been trying to build my meals around what's in my freezer, because my freezer is packed, and I have a tendency to buy whenever there's like a BOGO or something and stock up on veggies or stock up on proteins. But I reached a point recently where I could no longer do that because there was not space in the freezer for any more things. So I'm just trying to eat through what I have so that the next time a really good sale pops up, I actually have space to take advantage of it. Lastly, for Thursday, I'm going to have buffalo chicken pasta. And the way that I'm going to prepare this is I'm going to make my buffalo chicken dip, which you already saw me make on the channel. So I'll post a link to that right here in the corner. And I'll also have it linked in the description box. I'm going to make that dip, but instead of serving it with crackers or mariquitas or whatever, I'm going to serve it on pasta, which is how I had the leftover dip the first time I made it. And it was bomb. It was so good. And as you can see, my shopping list was super short. Obviously, I ended up picking up more things than that. A lot of the stuff that I got was for my son and just like household things that we needed to replenish. But for the most part, the things you're seeing here, you're not seeing the ingredients in today's grocery haul because they're all already in my fridge, freezer, and pantry. It's very much a use what you got vibe this month. And yet I'm still spending hundreds of dollars on groceries. Go figure. Okay, it arrived late as heck. It arrived 40 minutes after the maximum time on my order window, my delivery window, but whatever. They're here now. Let me show you what I got from Amazon Fresh. So first bag we have here is pepperoni for the boy. I ordered 8 packs. They brought me 4, so hopefully that's all they charged me for. Let me double check. Apparently they did charge me for all 8, so let's keep looking and see if we find the other half of these then. Okay, we have 4 of the salami, and again I ordered 8 of these for my boy, so let's see where the rest are in here. I got this 1 pack of the Simply Potatoes. This is the potatoes with onions. This is my favorite breakfast potato, and Amazon Fresh is where I'm always able to find it cheapest, so I figured let me grab 1 bag just to have it on hand for quick breakfasts. I like to cook up a couple of sausage patties and like chop them up and then throw a couple of either fried eggs or scrambled eggs on top with some like hot sauce. Really good. We got some tilapia for the aforementioned dinner. I probably have some tilapia in the freezer, but just in case, it's really cheap on Amazon Fresh, so I got some more. Here's the other 4 pepperoni, good. And the other 4 salami are in here as well. Here's an exciting development. This is an 85-15 pound of ground beef. I did not order this, but it's here. So, thanks, I guess. And something that I did order, I've got a tiny little pound of pork tenderloin because it was, I think, $5 or just under $5. So I'm going to throw that in the freezer to use at a later date. I'm telling you, I can't not pick up, especially a protein or like when Publix does the buy one get one frozen veggies. I can't resist. Even if my freezer is packed to the gills, I'll still buy. And that's how we end up in this mess. Speaking of the freezer, I got 1 pack of peas and carrots because I made a shepherd pie last week. And it was super simple and it was really delicious. And the only thing is that I used up all my peas and carrots, so it was 99 cents. I figure I already have everything else I need to make it. So if there ever is a night that I don't know what to make for dinner or whatever, I know that I can pull all those things out and do that. And hey, now apparently I have some free ground beef as well, so that works. And I also got this pack of breakfast sausage. I can't find this anyplace other than Amazon Fresh. And even when I could find it other places, Amazon Fresh still always had the best price. So I don't shop Amazon Fresh frequently anymore because they have extra delivery fees, etc. unless you buy a certain amount. And I only really buy like filler items there. But whenever I do buy from Amazon Fresh, I always get at least 1 bag of these. I actually asked for 2, but they only had the 1 available. So they only charged me for the 1. but that's something I will always take advantage of and buy whenever I'm shopping Amazon Fresh. I got 1 can of tomato sauce because I used one that was in the pantry and I wanted to replace it. And then this I absolutely did not need, but again, when I get it at Publix, it's like $7, almost $8. It's $4.20 something on Amazon Fresh. So I'm gonna put this aside in the pantry. So if I ever want a little quick pick-me-up, that's that. They seem to have brought me everything I asked for, so it's not that the ground beef was a substitution. It was just a nice little happy bonus, I guess. But this tiny pile of stuff, to be fair, it's pretty much all proteins, cost me, with the driver tip, etc., $118.10, and that brought my grand total this week to $252.82 across all 3 stores. So I'm definitely set for the week. I'm pretty much well set for the next couple of weeks, but let's be honest, that's not going to stop me from buying groceries again in just a few days, probably. You think I did good? How do the prices compare to where you are? Could you get the same amount of stuff for less maybe? It's very possible. I'm in South Florida. It's a very expensive place to live. But let me know your thoughts. Make sure you check out the playlist for other grocery haul inspiration. And as always, I want to thank you all so much for being here and watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I hope you'll please give it a big thumbs up. I'd also love it if you would subscribe and click the notification bell because I post at least 3 times a week, and at least one of those videos is always a gluten and dairy free recipe or haul or something of the like. I do lots of copycat recipes as well, and I wouldn't want you to miss any of those. Thanks so much again for watching. Bye.